You know, there's probably like a bus bench with Korach's picture on it. You know, well, not his face, just like the top of his head, maybe. You know, hey, sorry, Moish. You know, I do my best to lead by example, and I'm no perfect example. You know, like I say, I'm not an Orthodox guy, but I'm not a conservative guy. I fall in that strange gray area, like so many Jews do. I guess all I'm saying is, you know, do whatever you do. Everything you do is great. Do it. You want to do more? Fabulous. No judgments. No judgment. Don't judge, because only God can judge. It's one of my favorite rabbis ever.
What do you love and hate about Jewish life? And you can't say, I hate how Jews are divided into different factions and hate each other, because you've already had that. So what do you find invigorating and dispiriting as you go out there and participate in Jewish life?
I mean, the dispiriting part of Jewish life is the anti-Semitism. You know, I mean, you can't believe it. Here we are, you know, in 2009, and it's as rich as ever.
Within Jewish life, Jews anti-Semitic towards Jews? Is that what you're talking about? Or
no, I was talking about from the outside in. Yeah, I'm talking about from the outside in.
Right.
And I mentioned before about the Jews that contributed to, you know, in their own way.
Yeah.
You know, the sinat chinam, the mindless hatred. What do I dislike about it? I wish that there were more. I wish that there were more kosher restaurants available. I'll always choose kosher over non as best I can. I got no complaints with Jewish life, really. I got to tell you the truth, man. You live in America. This is a phenomenal country. Canada, phenomenal country. You know, Israel, obviously. We're pretty free to be Jews right now. This is a very lucky generation. You know, we're post-Holocaust. Israel is here. It's the Messianic generation. Give me a second. What do I dislike about Jewish life otherwise?
How often do you have people giving you a hard time because, I don't know, they took offense at something of jokes?
Not too often. It happens. You can't please all the people all the time. And sometimes I think if you're not offending anyone, you're kind of not doing your job. Comedy is supposed to provoke. Having said that, I don't provoke the way some people do. But I'm not looking for that kind of reaction. I'm looking to entertain, inform, and get laughs. Just have people have a good time. You know, I'm not Lenny Bruce. I'm not a bitter guy.
Yeah, I keep looking for some bitterness, and I can't
not so much. I mean, I don't have that much. I mean, believe me, there's some things that, you know, that tee me off about the world in general, but, you know, nothing that we're not free to talk about. So really, why should we be so bitter? You know, if it was the Soviet Union, you know, I mean, if it was Pravda was printing papers daily, you know, and we couldn't say anything, we couldn't speak our mind, I think the fact you're allowed to exercise your opinion kind of takes away a lot of your ability to be bitter. I want to finish because I didn't finish the other side of your question. You asked me what I liked about you asked me about what I liked about Judaism. I didn't say anything yet. What I like about it? I like being chosen. Being chosen rocks. You know, you know, it's funny because part of the anti-Semitism that comes from today is because we're chosen. And if you have kids, we're all God's children. You know, Jews, you know, Christian, Muslim, we're all God's children. But if one of them is chosen, and because Christians also believe in the First Testament, what we would call the Torah, and because Muslims are the sons of Abraham, same as we are. So ultimately, we all have the same foundation here. But one of us is chosen. We didn't choose it. God chose us. In fact, he went to other people first to say, will you take my Torah? Can we kill? No, we can't kill. Not interested. Can we steal? No, we can't steal. Can we, I forget what other, you know, can we sleep with, yeah, can we sleep with our mothers-in-law? Not that I know too many. My mother-in-law is a gorgeous woman, but
hasn't been a huge temptation.
Can't say that. You know what I mean? I get the, you know what I mean? But they said no, and then he came to us. What do we say? Nasev nishma. Yeah, we'll do it. Now tell us what we signed up for. Which, when you consider we're a nation of lawyers, there's a lot of faith. But so in that sense, we're chosen. So I could see, I could see where if I turn to one of my kids and say I love you, or not necessarily I love you, as he's chosen. You, I have a much more direct connection with. You, I'm favoring than the others. I could see where people get teed off about that. But having said that, based upon the fact that we were chosen, we didn't do the choosing, you'd like to think there's a little more forgiveness there, or acceptance. Don't be mad at me, man. I just showed up.
I never knew that the funny guy frequently got the girl. Because in Hollywood we hear that, like, the writer is the loser, and,
right.
with the women. So surely, to what do you attribute your success with the opposite sex prior to getting married?
No, wait a second. My wife finds me attractive, and she does count as the opposite sex.
Okay, but
and she's really great looking. So believe me. But believe me, when I got married, I was trying to figure out, wow, how did this work out? Hope no one says anything. Can I step on the glass, please? Before someone calls, before someone goes, hey, he's overmatched.
Well, there are a lot of funny guys who don't seem to get girls. Like, why do you think you were so successful with women? Was it?
Oh, when to quote my brothers in Compton, I had game. I could talk. I knew what to say. I always worked out. It was, decent Semitic looks. I knew how to talk to girls.
And you weren't scared to death of them?
Not at all. Oh, no.
You had
no,
confidence?
No. Yeah.
Reasonable.
Remember, too, the concept of Woody Allen, Woody Allen, I know you're kind of going for that stereotypical Hollywood thing of, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. What am I going to do? What if she says that she likes me? I miss Annie so much, I don't know, man. The comics that I know, yeah, there were some like that. But there were plenty of Jewish comics I know who got plenty of girls and, weren't afraid to stand up for themselves. And, what do I attribute it to? I always loved women. I guess they could tell. And I was never a mean guy, like in school. I was never a mean guy. I was never a schmo. I was always respectful, always paid for my dates, always. I just showed them respect and gave them conversation and let them be heard. And riffed back, made them laugh. They laughed their pants off.
What's the difference between dating a Jewish girl and a non-Jewish girl?
The difference between the Ivy and McDonald's. No, I'm kidding. The difference between dating a Jewish girl and a non-Jewish girl? You know what? That's way too broad a brushstroke to make, because there's some Jewish girls who are very simple and down to earth, the way you'd think the average non-Jewish girl would be, and there are some non-Jewish girls who are very Thurston Howell.
Who's Thurston Howell?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm dating myself. That would have been the upper crust Gentile in Gilligan's Island.
Oh yeah, coming back now.
Yeah, you can never tell the difference between them. Ethnicities. I mean, Catholic girls in a lot of ways are like Jewish girls. They what do they say? Jews invented guilt and Catholics perfected it. Italian women are very family oriented. Jewish women, Israelis, they could be great outdoors people. Who knows? It's way too.
Did you ever have a phase where you preferred to date non-Jewish women?
I knew I'd always marry a Jewish girl.
Right.
And if I ever dated a non-Jewish girl, it was very plain that if it ever got serious, that, I wasn't going to convert to that way. And it was just understood. I never made any bones about it. I never promised. I never said I wanted to get married. I never wanted to get married. I never thought I'd get married. I thought I was going to be one of those guys who's going to be like, 65 with a bad toupee falling off my bar stool hitting on an 18-year-old girl. I never thought it would work out, but it did. And I just never promised marriage. But it was understood. I always was who I was. When I went on the road, I brought my tallis and tefillin with me. I was not a pork eater. I was not I kept milk and meat, even if I had, someone who wasn't Jewish over. I wouldn't let any treif come in my house. Not food, anyway. and it was just, you know, you knew what you know.